Hey YouTube, I'm back. My latest DVD update. I have got a lot of stuff to talk to you guys about today. I think I'm gonna have to do this video as a multi-part DVD update. So this is part one. I'm gonna say there's gonna wind up being 3 or 4 parts to this, and I'm recording this all at once. I want to say I've got at least 20 titles to show you, give or take. I apologize for the lighting. I apologize if my hair looks messed up. I got home from work a little while ago. I had a chance to sit down, eat dinner, gather my movies, make sure that I didn't accidentally pull stuff that I talked about last time. There might be 1 or 2 in here that I've talked about in a previous update. We're just going to pretend for the sake of argument that I didn't. Otherwise, I'm going to lose my mind. So, let us begin with this one. Just got a pile and I'm randomly picking. Star Wars Trilogy bonus material. Now, over my birthday weekend back in November, I went up to Williamstown to visit my aunt, and I found a store up there called Movie Stop. And I picked up 5 or 6 things there. Yeah, like 5 or 6 things. I'm not going to point out each one I picked out, just because I don't fully remember. But I picked up a bunch of used DVDs while I was up there, and I'm going to start making that one of my regular movie spots to go to, because the store I usually go for my movies is closing down in a few weeks, and I'm losing my job. Anyway, so I found this, and this is the Star Wars Trilogy bonus material disc. And people are wondering why I would get this. The guy checked with me. He's like, you know, you do realize that this is a bonus material disc. And I said, yeah, I realize that. This DVD, this bonus material disc, has the greatest documentary on the making of the original Star Wars trilogy, Empire of Dreams. I have wanted to get this on DVD for so long. When I found this, I was like, I need it. $4, I don't care, I want it. I finally have it. Great documentary. If you haven't seen it, check it out. Up next is a Christmas classic, It's a Wonderful Life, starring Jimmy Stewart and Donna Reed, or James Stewart, as he is billed on this film. Frank Capra's It's a Wonderful Life. This is the original uncut version. I saw this movie years ago, back in middle school, and it didn't really speak to me, but we had it at work, and it was on sale. It was a used copy, and I decided to pick it up. Going back, I really liked this movie the second time around, and this is definitely going to become a Christmas staple for me. If you haven't seen this one, check it out. It's a classic. You've probably heard lines from it a billion times. You know, every time a bell rings, an angel gets its wings. So yeah, it's a good movie. It's worth checking out. Saturday Night Live did a great spoof on the end of this movie years ago with William Shatner introducing it. And they've got the entire cast playing the characters from the movie. And it's where they're trying to figure out what happened with the money, and they figure it out, and they go beat up old Mr. Porter and or Mr. Potter, and it's hilarious. But obviously it's not in this cut of the film, but still, it's a great movie. Up next, The Fugitive, starring Harrison Ford. The only thing I don't like about this is it's in one of those cardboard snap cases. I've never really liked these cases. I picked this up for like $3.99 at work. I caught like the last half of this movie on AMC one night when it was on. And I was watching through it and I really liked it. I had seen it from like the Jane Lynch scene on. Yes, Jane Lynch from Glee has an appearance in here. And I watched it and I was like, I want to see how this started, and I wanted to see the first half of it, so I picked it up. This is a really good movie. It's based on an old TV show. I haven't had a chance to see that. But this is a pretty good film adaptation, I would say. Even though I haven't seen the series, I would still say it's good because the film works. Harrison Ford's in it. Harrison Ford's a great actor. If you don't like his films, shame on you. This next one is something I believe should be a staple of everybody's collection, be it DVD, Blu-ray, VHS, and this film has been released enough times that you should have some version of it, and that is The Wizard of Oz. Now, my particular poison is a 4-disc special edition It's got the movie. It's the 70th anniversary edition. It's got the movie. It's got over 16 hours of wonderful wizardry about the movie classic. It's got documentaries on the making, like L. Frank Baum, how he wrote the book, the making of the film. It's got a TV movie starring John Ritter, where he plays L. Frank Baum, the Dreamer of Oz. It's got the 2007 Hollywood Walk of Fame Salute to the Munchkins. And it's like the last two discs, discs 3 and 4, these two right here, are basically, it's got, you know, the Dreamer of Oz, and it's got like old adaptations of his work, L. Frank Baum's work from like the 20s, 30s, times like that. And then the first two discs, I believe, are the same as the, I think it was like 60th anniversary edition or 65th anniversary, or whichever one I got my mom years ago for Christmas. And it's got all the features from that, plus a few additional ones that they added in. There's also a 2-disc version of this if you're not into all the old films. Yu-Gi-Oh! The movie. I'm not even going to try and explain this one. This is something I liked growing up, and I found it cheap at Movie Stop, so why not? Next is Boardwalk Empire, the first episode. I got this when I reserved my copy of Boardwalk Empire, and then I actually wound up canceling my reservation later and going somewhere else to get it because I found it on Blu-ray cheaper than the DVD. But this is the first episode on DVD. I like Boardwalk Empire. Boardwalk Empire is great. That being said, Boardwalk Empire Season 1, the complete first season on Blu-ray. I picked this up for $35 at Best Buy. Now, you gotta hear me out. No, I'm sorry, I didn't get it for $35. Did I? I got it for $30 or $35. But I had, $35, and I had a $15 gift certificate from the iPad I bought. So I wound up getting $15 off on that, which means I wound up paying like $22 for this. This is a great series if you haven't seen it. It's about Atlantic City during the Prohibition era. It's got Steve Buscemi in it, and he plays Nucky Thompson. That's it. He plays Nucky Thompson. And the show is really well done. It looks stunning in HD. That being said, before I forgot to grab one of my movies I wanted to mention. I got the 10th anniversary edition of Quentin Tarantino's first film, Reservoir Dogs, which also had Steve Buscemi in it. That's how I connected the two. So, now you know, I also got Reservoir Dogs, but I forgot to grab that from my pile. And the first episode of the second season of Boardwalk Empire, I got that as a bonus for buying the Best Buy version. It came packed together. And then they also had, for a penny with the purchase of any HBO DVD or Blu-ray, first episode of Game of Thrones. I am definitely reserving Game of Thrones. This was amazing. So I got a chance to see the first episode. This stars Sean Bean. For those of you who don't know Sean Bean, he was the villain in National Treasure. He played the villain in one of my favorite movies ever, GoldenEye. He was in the movie Black Death, and he's in Game of Thrones. He is awesome in this. Fun with Dick and Jane. This is the original one with George Segal and Jane Fonda. I saw this one years ago. I haven't actually watched this copy yet, but I had watched this film, the original one, years ago after I had seen the Jim Carrey version. And this one, it's funny. I like it. It's funny. I think the Jim Carrey version just touches me a little more because it's more modern, but this one is definitely one that I will not pass up watching because I do like this one. Hulk. This is the original one, the 2003 version that Ang Lee directed. I basically just got this as a replacement because somehow I managed to misplace this disc on mine. I accidentally grabbed full screen, but I wanted to replace that because I missed being able to watch this movie, so I kind of fixed that little issue. And I think I'm going to talk about one more before I switch over. Rush Hour, also in a cheap cardboard case. But it's not bad. Rush Hour, this is a movie I loved growing up, and I was glad to finally be able to pick this one up on DVD. So that's it for part one. I'm going to do a second part, and if need be, I'll do a third part. So until then, I'll see you there.